Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the new year, 2025. Mezzo and Arc Excala here.
I am digging the new opening, Mezzo.
Thank you. Mezzo worked 5 hours on this first show, changing up the look of everything. Hello, Matt Granda. Hello, Kevin Hogan, Jonathan Knock, Ciaz Nabel, Twisted Films, and Sandra Betty. Hello, all of you. Glad to see you here.
Hello there.
I'm ready for a new year. We've got an exciting guest tonight and some fun news and not so fun news and things like that. So I'm really excited to share with you. But first and foremost, I told Van I was going to make a shameless plug. I start my streaming, my personal streaming channel. I restarted again tomorrow. So if you'd like to tune into it, I'm posting the link in the chat right now. It is twitch.tv/MetzoJD. I mostly do gaming. I used to actually sing. This is hi Arda, Happy New Year. This is where I used to sing requests. That's where SpongeBob SquarePants, the theme song and opera, came from. But because all the DMCA and stuff like that, I had to stop doing that. But if you'd like to hang out with me on Monday and Wednesday mornings, 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. Pacific time, I'll be doing games and just hanging out, doing fun things. Sometimes I raise money for charity as well on there. So go ahead and please tune in if you'd like. I have a schedule put up there. I usually try to do it 2 weeks in advance right now so you can know about it. Also, if you did not see during the downtime for Saber Rattle, Graveyard and I both worked on getting content on the channel. We did 12 days of Cave Miss, with the last day being like 11 days plus 5 or 6 later because I kind of had some issues, but with not feeling well during my traveling, and I did 3 episodes of Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and Graveyard did a bunch of other stuff that I've actually got more saved because I couldn't catch up on it in time. But I have a lot of it saved so I can watch a bunch of it. So if you guys want to check those out, please do. There's lots of fun content on there.
As well as the Multiverse of Cosplay has been putting up several different episodes as well. So just because you didn't see Mezzo and I here does not mean that Mezzo wasn't working hard, and it doesn't mean I wasn't driving her crazy with different things. There were so many different...
That will happen with or without the show, I'm sure.
I do want to encourage everybody, like I said, Graveyard, we were so excited to have Graveyard back. Graveyard's been working hard on a lot of horror projects. As you know, he's got his own podcast. He's also a part of Distance Nerding. That man, I don't know how he does it.
I don't even know how he fit the time in to record stuff for us in the off time, because I know he's constantly working on things.
Exactly. And also with your new stuff and with you prepping for your new channel. I actually have been working back behind the scenes on some shows with another partner too that I am excited about. I don't want to reveal too much about that now. You know what I totally forgot about, Mets?
Oh my goodness, what? It's like yelled in my ear.
I'm so sorry. We've got a Saber giveaway tonight.
Oh my goodness, we do. Guys, Saber giveaway. Holy crap. I forgot. We actually we reached every 100 subs. If you guys don't know, or if you're new here, every 100 subscribers, we give away a Saber. So at the end of the night, we'll be giving away a Saber. I'm gonna bring up the Saber giveaway tool now because I forgot about it.
Yeah, I completely forgot about it too.
I'm gonna bring it up really quick.
I gotta go figure out a break somewhere in the show. I'm probably gonna do it when we do Flow. I need to go grab a Saber really quick to show what we'll be giving away. I think
if you want to know about our Saber giveaway, the rules stipulations is you cannot have won a Saber in the last 6 months. You cannot be an employee of Kyber Gay Productions. And if you cannot come, you can't even come to the shop anymore to pick it up. So you're going to have to pay for shipping.
That's true.
Which is...
Unless you live in Solano County, I'm happy to hook you up and meet you at a Starbucks.
He'd probably be able to drop it by. Yeah, meet up with you.
And I want to let Nick, our guest, know that you are also eligible to enter the contest. Every Ninja Turtle needs a lightsaber, but all you got to do is leave one comment in the comment box, and anyone who left a comment automatically goes in the drawing. So we've had it happen one time where we had the guest.
Yeah, we did. That was Bobby Zavala. There is no stipulation about having multiple YouTube accounts, commenting for you. So if you have like 3 YouTube accounts, you can comment 3 times.
That's right.
So that is your way to get like extra raffle tickets in a sense. So go ahead and comment in the chat so we can hear, see your names. Let's say see your faces. I can't see your faces. You can see our faces. But first and foremost, when our first segment of the day officially. is our nerdy news. What is on the nerdy news today? Do you guys know?
Nerdy
Anybody know?
news.
On the nerdy news today is Game of Thrones actor Rory McCann replacing the late Ray Stevenson for Ahsoka season 2. Now, if you don't know who Rory McCann is, he is Game of Thrones. He played the Mountain. He's best known for playing the Hound. Sorry, the Hound. The Mountain died. He was a different character. He was the Hound. He'll replace late actor Ray Stevenson for the second season. This casting comes after Ray Stevenson tragically passed away in May of 2023. No official cause of death was revealed other than it was a brief illness. It was not expected. It was not like, oh, people knew he'd be passing soon or something. Like how we knew Patrick Swayze for a long time was sick with pancreatic cancer, stuff like that. So that is the news on that. The next thing in the news.
Wait, really quickly.
Yes.
I want to say for anybody out there, we are really going to try to encourage getting a lot more. I love the conversation that happens here in the side box, and I would love for that to continue downstairs in our comments section. So I want to know what your thoughts are. Should they, when a famous actor dies who is known for a role, should they replace that actor, or should they, write around that character? How do you feel about Rory McCann's replacing Ray Stevenson? Let us know down in the comments. Same with the next topic too, and I've got one too, Mets. All right, go ahead.
And I'll just say my opinion really quick, since I'm not writing in the comments, that it's hard because, of course, naturally you wouldn't want to have had anyone but Ray Stevenson because he had such a presence. It always depends on how it's done well. I honestly had kind of hoped they would do like an animated version of it so he could still look like Ray Stevenson.
I believe that's going to actually happen too. There is a rumor I've heard. I don't know, for those that watch Disney Plus. That haven't completely given up on Star Wars Disney. They did the animated series. They did the Tales of the Jedi, and then I believe the Tales of the Empire. And they are releasing. I'm hearing that there are rumors that the next Tales of the Jedi is going to have the backstory on our character here. So
okay, gotcha. All right. Well, next in the news, Warwick Davis, known as Harry Potter and Star Wars actor, to receive BAFTA's highest honor. Now, Warwick Davis, star of Harry Potter, he played Professor Phileas Flitwick, and Star Wars, if you did not know, will be honored with the BAFTA Fellowship at this year's Film Awards. He's being recognized for his work in as many films as aforementioned Harry Potter and Star Wars, as well as Willow. If you don't know what Willow is, where have you been? That was a movie I grew up watching, and then they recently had kind of like I think it was a season of Willow as well. I cannot recall what station that was on, but if you guys, I thought that was really cool news to share of him getting an award for that. He is British, if you did not know. So that is your nerdy news.
Wait, I had a nerdy news.
What's your nerdy news?
Okay, my nerdy done, and I'm going to read this off. This happened 5 days ago. But Perry, a miniature donkey whose handler said that he was used as DreamWorks animators model for the chatty Shrek character Donkey, has died last week at age of 30. He was having complications for the last year, and he's from Palo Alto. I remember hearing the story on the radio, and then I had to look it up to remember to say it here. But Palo Alto, like, everybody, like, rallied behind him, but his medical expenses were just so high. In loving memory of Perry.
Rest in peace, Perry.
Donkey!
Sad.
And in loving memory, I believe we should all raise a waffle.
Okay, whatever that means, I have no idea.
Are you serious?
All right, well, moving... yes, I have no idea.
Have you not seen Shrek? Have you seen Shrek?
Not in a very long
make
time.
Waffles.
Oh, right. Okay, that's what he says about breakfast and stuff. And yes, Mr. Palma, I agree with you too. That definitely could. Anyway, all right. So, I'll have waffles for breakfast. All right. So, moving on, we have our flow of the show. This one's kind of fun. Yes, it's a fire dancer. Yes, he has longer hair. Arctic Scala. Every Saber Rattle, James Kaiser, our producer for Flow of the show, brings us a flow, which is something mesmerizing like fire dancing, gloving, even saber spinning, to show and promote. We are one of the very few shows that that do promote and feature a flow artist. So please enjoy this week's flow of the show, which I will put his information into the chat, but it's also in the description if you're watching the upload. This is Sparkles, Sparkles, Sparkles. That was Sparkle, Sparkle, Sparkles, not Jedi Knight Vince. Jedi Knight Vince was our last flow that I put the name of in there. So look up Sparkle, Sparkle, Sparkles. You can see his link in the chat or in the description if you're watching the upload.
That's a lot of fire.
So, that was a lot of fire. Which, yeah,
Artist
so
said I should break out my flame blade. Yes. Fire Nation Ignite.
Maybe I should do like a short that is promoting our flows as well, like just a little quick snippet of some of their stuff.
I think that would be fantastic. So, speaking of fire, dun, 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 this, my friends, and this is the saber because this is what I use right now. I just upgraded and changed out. I love spinning with this saber. There's nothing to get in the way. This is what we call the Crusader, and this is our Chrome edition. I absolutely love the saber. It's actually based on, in fact, okay, how about this? Free keychain, light up keychain to anybody that can tell me the name of the character that this saber is based on. You have to look at the shape.
Snap.
The colors don't count, but the shape is based on a different character that exists in canon. So
that's a good question. Somewhat grounded.
Oh, Matt! Holy, this is Darth Revan's.
Yeah, Darth Revan. Okay.
This is his Sith saber. He carries two sabers. He carries the Jedi and the Sith. Leia's lightsaber. No, we do have that one. That is a good guess.
Let's twist it to the Cleaver.
This is a combat saber. This will be given away tonight. Everybody who has left a comment is already entered in the drawing. Tell all of your friends they still have plenty of time. All that you got to do is leave a comment in the side, and you will get the saber. This saber has 16 different characters built in, 12 different colors, motion control, flash on crash. They're perfect for beating up your little brother and setting the rules around the place.
We will do the giveaway tonight right before our very last segment, which is Talk of the Town, which we will have to find a new segment to replace that, since TikTok is being officially banned as
is
of
that
the
is that the law now? Like, I heard that was going.
It's the TikTok said unless there's a change, it is going through, and on the 19th they will no longer have TikTok. So I haven't figured out how I'm going to get content for whatever we're doing for the last segment.
Wow.
But we will have to figure that out.
You know what? We need Kevin to come back. That's what we need.
Kevin,
we
do miss you.
We do miss you, Kevin. Your segment was like the coolest segment of the show.
It was oftentimes. A lot. It was a great segment. I'm using new earbuds and they kind of hurt at the moment. I wanted to use earbuds instead of headphones because my headphones kept smashing my hair and it was annoying. I'm such care about my hair. All right, so we have our guest, sir. Would you like to introduce our guest?
I am excited about our guest. First off, Happy New Year to everybody. This was the perfect way to start this new year with wham, 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 bam. Mm-hmm. I am super excited. I have lined up, we have all, for at least the first month, we have all kind of big name celebrities coming up back to back to back for the entire month. And this celebrity is the perfect way to start this off. I can tell you, I don't know if this is going to make Nick feel good or bad, but this gentleman was part of my childhood. And this gentleman was a part of many, many people's childhood. He has brought love and inspiration and comedy to millions of people. I was lucky enough to meet him about a year ago at at Weekend Blender convention put on by Pete Salazar, and I mean, you just couldn't ask for a cooler person, especially with all the little kids. He was actually wearing the Michelangelo outfit and taking pictures with all. It was just absolutely amazing. So I'm excited to talk to him tonight, and don't forget, for all of you in the audience, you can talk to Mr. Nick as well. All you got to do is leave your comment down there, and he will answer your question. So with no further ado, give it up for Mr. Nick Palma. Woohoo! Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, we got you. Yeah. It is so good to see you, my friend.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Oh, good to see you as well, Art. Okay, I'm glad you can, but here's the scoop. I tried to get in the comments, and I don't know where my menu went for chat and whatever. It's all disappeared, and I can't scroll up for it. So.
All right, Nets is going to jump back on here in a second, and she will give you an answer. We'll get you squared away.
Oh, so you need me?
What? Yeah.
Hi.
All right.
Hi,
so it could be that. So you're using your phone, correct?
Yes. Right.
Yeah. So when you use StreamYard on your phone, you might have zoomed in. I'm not sure because it's a web browser. Yeah. So let me actually. We're doing. Hey y'all at home. We're doing a little tech troubleshooting here while we're here. So what I'm going to do myself,
by the way,
just to make sure.
I'm glad to see everybody out there, or hopefully I can hear them and read their comments. But I'm glad to be here.
Matt is saying that that is his favorite series of TMNT movies.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was a really great time to be involved with it. I mean, I came in on the second movie. The first movie was done by Hong Kong stunt guys. Right. One of the guys was injured on there. Pat Johnson, who was the stunt coordinator, called in Ernie Reyes Jr. which
Yeah.
he came in and he was a stunt double for Donatello on the first movie. They liked him so much that they wrote him in a role in the second movie, which is Kino, and
Right.
that's why. And then it went SAG as well, which is Screen Actors Guild. That's when I got involved. And
Okay.
Excellent.
yeah,
Let me just say real quick, Nick, if you tap on the
yeah.
screen and it says more at the bottom.
Okay, if I tap on the screen. Yeah, but it doesn't say that. That I can't get to that bottom menu at the bottom because
You
when I
might need
went
to
to,
use your finger to scroll it, like scroll to it.
yeah, I tried and
I'm trying to figure
I
that out. I don't ever use it on my
yeah,
phone.
yeah, no, I
Well,
know,
but
and it won't move either. So and I'm
any
trying to
important
tap
comments
it.
that come up as questions, we'll just bring them up on the screen to make sure you
Okay,
guys are able to address them.
Yeah, we'll just
for
roll from
sure.
here.
So
Sorry about that,
okay, no
everybody.
problem. And I'm sorry too,
Sandra
you
says,
guys. I guess
you have a fan here, Sandra. Oh, it's the DeLong family. We've met Nick a couple of times. He's so nice and awesome.
oh
Night Vision
well, nice
asks,
to meet you, Sandra.
are you still in Ninja?
Oh, yeah, I definitely. I mean, at least that's Monday through Friday. Saturdays I take the ninja costume off. No, I'm just fine. Yeah, I mean, I still work out and I still train in my martial arts, but certainly, I've written a lot of projects that I hope to see to fruition from this point on, that I want to use as vehicles for my career. It's just taken me a while, but that I has to talk to my psychiatrist about what the heck's happening. No, but
So,
uh, but it's
Nick,
just I am so.
with your projects, what are you into? What do you want to get out there? Are they more martial arts, action movie type projects, or are you working on something different? What's in your head?
Yeah, so basically, well, let me, if you don't mind, I'll back up in saying what inspired me to
Yeah,
get
yeah,
into the movie industry. Well, again, I was a 13-year-old kid in San Francisco growing up, and I went to see the premiere of Enter the Dragon with my neighborhood friends. So when I saw Bruce Lee do the nunchuck scene in the dungeon, I mean, I was hit with divine inspiration. I wanted to be not only Bruce Lee, but I wanted to be in martial arts in the movie. So the next week, I went into a martial arts school, and it could have been any type of martial art. At that time, I didn't know the difference. It just so happened because I grew up in San Francisco. There was a large Chinese community. It was a kung fu style called Choi Lei Foot, which is a Southern Chinese style from the Shaolin Temple. And so but during that time also, to do Mr. Versatility, Bruce Lee, I also boxed. I won some Golden Gloves. I wrestled. I did judo, gymnastics, fencing, just anything and everything to be like Bruce Lee, which was great. But I mean, you heard of that phrase. What is it? It's a master of all trades, or a jack of all trades, a master of none. That was probably me in a nutshell.
well,
But yeah, and
yeah.
then yeah,
When I was reading through your IMDb, it seemed like you've studied with multiple different martial arts. It's not just one, and it's not even just
yeah,
Wing Chun. Go ahead. Go ahead.
right. Well, again, it was Choi Lei Foot initially, that was my introduction to the Chinese martial arts or the Asian martial arts. And then Choi Lei Foot is a Southern style. So is Wing Chun. Now, when Bruce Lee was growing up in Hong Kong, he would always have those fights on the rooftops with the Choi Lei Foot School in Hong
Mm.
Kong. So they're basically it's another style of martial art, but that was very competitive against the Wing Chun fighters at that time. But yeah, if you've ever seen any of the old Run Run Shaw movies where Choi Lei Fo was basically developed strong horse stances, low swift kicks, and a lot of
Wow.
hand range techniques and stuff like that. When it was very formidable on the battlefields at that era, which came out probably in the 1700s, it originated on and so forth. But
Wow.
yeah, yeah.
And the fact that you're talking about that it was used in the old Bruce Lee movies, I'm wondering. Of course, I'm sure you and I can't answer this, but I'm wondering if that's where the basis of the Foot Clan came from.
Oh, oh yeah.
The
Well, yeah.
bad guys, turtles, are the enemies of the turtles are the Foot Clan.
Sure, sure. I mean, yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm sure. Well, Choi Lei Foot, is that what you mean? No.
Right, right, right. If that has
Well,
some,
yeah, yeah, no, but the foot, the spelling is different. Foot, or
Okay.
maybe pronunciation is different too. It's actually depicted to be a Buddhist practitioner with Choi Lei Foot.
Ah.
The way I understand it is the guy's name was Choi, but he also wanted to. He learned some techniques from Lee, or from Choi and Lee, the guy who founded Choi Lei Foot.
Right.
And I forgot his name was Chung Hung or something like that. It's been a long time since I've actually taken that style, but he was trying to pay respect to the people who taught him different techniques to fight with. And
Excellent.
foot was FUT, which kind of meant, to be big. It was from the Buddhist, section of religion, basically,
Right.
or not religion, but philosophy. Yeah, so it was a different type of foot, but
I
yeah,
just made that little connection in my head. I'm
yeah,
very prone to
yeah.
being wrong often.
No, but it's
Hey,
okay. That's where a lot of creative stuff comes out of, being
right,
wrong with different things. So, and then you kind of create your own thing. So, but
right.
that's
Nick,
exciting.
you got a question down here. Arden is asking, have you ever practiced with the three section staff?
Oh, I love the, yeah, three sectional staff. Yeah, I do. I have practiced with it, and in fact, I mean, again, being a big Bruce Lee fan, I mean, and this is when he actually hit the United States. You guys are probably a lot younger, but you had to actually be alive to feel the electricity in the air when he was there and walking the earth as well, and just
Right.
everything. The influx of different movies came in from Hong Kong and mainland China in the early '70s. It was just electrifying. But certainly, yes, I had seen pictures of Bruce Lee with the three sectional. So certainly, I was uh, whatever he did, I try to do. So yes, I picked it up and I try to do it as well.
For all of our youngins here in the audience, because not of us are of a certain age, but if you were alive during the '70s and when these kung fu movies really came out, you could see Bruce Lee alone influenced the entire nation. Dojos started popping up all over
Oh
the
yeah.
country with different art styles and forms. But it was primarily due to these movies that martial arts in general was introduced to the United States and has been huge and successful and growing ever since then.
Oh yeah, certainly, and certainly mainly during the early '70s, the Chinese martial arts. In other words, a lot of our military, we had war. Unfortunately, when you go to war, a lot of the cultures of different countries come in back and forth. So
Right,
we actually going to war with Japan, and so we were aware of the Japanese martial arts a lot in the early, or Korean martial arts earlier than we were with the Chinese. Now, Bruce Lee made the Chinese martial arts very popular because, and which were certainly a lot older because they influenced Japan and Korea from China, if you know what I mean. So it's
right,
interesting
right, right.
how that worked. But he really, at that point, it all kind of came to the West, so to speak. Journey to the West was like the old China Monkey King thing, Journey to the West. But this was our West anyway.
Right.
It all just came on the scene, and it really he bridged that gap that I guess throughout the course of man's history, East and West probably have been coming back and forth throughout the ages of man anyway. But this was just that time in our modern time where it did happen to hit again.
Right. Now, if I'm to understand correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, you went into the military, but it wasn't until after the military that the acting. You already had the martial arts bug catch you, and you excelled in that. But then it was later that the acting part kind of caught your attention. It was that. Am I wrong? Uh oh.
Yeah, well, here's go. I'll set it straight. No, so in '73, yes, I wanted to be in movies and in martial arts. So I get into the martial arts. So about 4 years later, in 1977, in fact, right around this area here, there was this guy named Eric Lee. Now, Eric Lee was considered the little king of katas in the '70s on the tournament circuit, and
Mm,
he was Chinese, and in fact, he did three sectional staff, and he did a lot of weaponry and so forth. And you might want to look him up. But anyway, Eric was making a movie in Pittsburgh, here in the Bay Area. Okay, now I was friends with the Navarro, Frankie Navarro and Ruby Navarro. I don't know if you're familiar with those guys, but they're Kempo karate. Their father taught Kempo karate in San Francisco, Carlos Navarro in the Mission
Right.
District. And I
Right.
went to school with Frankie. In any case, they were saying, well, there's a movie that they're going to be doing in Oakland with Sid Campbell, which we did a show in Rue. He was a very big martial artist, and a lot of Ralph Castellanos and so forth. They're a big who's who. A lot of Jenny Lau, a vehicle claw system, and Gerald Ukamura, which is from Big Trouble in Little China. Anyway, they were all a part of this movie with Eric Lee as the star, which was called Weapons of Death in 1977. So I
Okay.
started off as an extra on the movie. Within a week or so, they knew I could do flips and stuff like that. So Eric used me in a lot of the fight sequences as a stunt guy. So I ended up being a stunt guy in that movie, and towards the end. That was in 1977. And then we did a couple of other small, low budget movies. But for me, it was Hollywood that came. This was my Hollywood and big break, right?
Right.
Eric and I became good friends. He used me in a lot of his demos when he had them throughout California and during that time. In 1982, I entered the army. I went to Korea, where I ended up boxing and also taking up Taekwondo,
Wow.
which really enhanced my kicking ability because my hands with the boxing and with the chole foot were very good, but my kicking was enhanced tremendously by Taekwondo.
Mm.
And eventually went to the Kuki Wong there in Korea during that year. I kept in touch with Eric, and flash forward from 77 to 89, I decided after I got out of the military and went to school, got my commission as an officer, and then I decided to move to LA to pursue my childhood dream of being in movies. Eric enabled me to rent a room out of his house in Woodland Hills, and so I did that. And then this is what happened and how I got the Turtle gig. It all happened within a week. So
Wow.
we were at Black Belt Magazine headquarters talking about possible articles for Eric. Eric mentions to them that I'm down there to get into the movie industry, to get into stunt work. I had my photo and my resume with me. They said that they're looking for one more person for this Turtle movie. I didn't even know about the franchise, and
Right.
they looked at my stuff and they said, you have a lot of the skills, the right height, and so forth, and then they gave me Pat Johnson's address and name, and so I went to Pat Johnson's house, shoved my photo and resume in his mailbox, which was away from his main house. But he
Right.
called me up later that night. We set up a little audition, so to speak, the next day, with in Santa Monica at Bong Soo Hong's dojo. Now, Bong Soo Hong was the stunt double for I forgot his name off Tom Laughlin, which I forgot the name of the movie now, but he was a very big, which maybe one of your audience members might tell us in the comments,
All right.
but anyway, Billy Jack, I think it was Billy Jack. He was for Billy Jack, and Billy Jack was another martial arts movie. But anyway, so I had to audition in front of Pat Johnson and some of the Golden Harvest producers there. And at the end of the audition, and the end of that Friday, so that happened on Monday. On Friday, I was on a flight to London to be fitted for the costume, and that's how fast it all
Wow.
happened in the span of a week. Yeah, no, I was, I thought this was it. I made it in Hollywood,
Right.
and it's just so surreal because it just happened so fast. But
Wow.
exciting time for me. But anyway, so Eric was pretty much instrumental in having me get that, getting that job as well. But in any
Did you
case,
did you know when you were flying out to London that you were going to be wearing a turtle suit at that point, or did you just know that you got some kind of a gig doing martial arts?
oh, no, I didn't know what the suit really. Well, I did and I didn't. No, yes. So what I'm trying to say is, yes, they were flying me to London to be fitted
Right.
for the costume. I had not seen the costume though, but I was out. I know that I was going to be fitted for the costume. So, and the thing about it when I did get to London, because Jim Henson, and we all know who Jim Henson is.
Right.
Well, Jim Henson, from the Muppets and
And
Kermit the Frog.
Labyrinth and yeah.
Yes, Yeah, well, and anyway, his company did the costumes for one and two. So, and their Jim Henson Creature Shop was in London at the time, and
Wow.
so yeah, they flew me out there. So I was fitted there, and it was just, and they didn't, they just made a mold of my head, or a bust of it, but I fit the Hong Kong stunt actor's body was kind of more
Right.
similar, so they didn't have to do a big body
How did you
for
personally
me.
feel about that? Because obviously, by this point, you had a little bit of acting on your belt, you had martial arts on your belt, but had you ever had to wear a costume, and especially, a crazy
Yeah.
costume at that?
Yeah. No,
And I can't
it
imagine
was
that thing
great.
was light.
No, it was yeah, no, the costume that I do have, the one that you saw was just latex and it just
Hmm.
had some foam here and there. The actual costume was 3 inches of foam latex that kind of encapsulated inside, so it kind of made us look more formidable with big huge muscles and stuff like that. Yeah, no, I mean, I was I guess to put it lightly, I was scared to do the no, it was scary, man. It was a scary time. It was very because this was my first big break, and I
Right.
didn't really know what to expect. In fact, the rest of us didn't, and we were all the. In fact, I was the older of the turtles
Hmm.
that we were there. And if you don't mind, I'll just mention who the others were.
Yeah,
And
please.
we were considered the action turtles or the fight turtles, but they had Stephen Ho, who was Donatello's stunt turtle or action turtle. Larry Lamb and Stephen Ho was excellent in American karate. Larry Lamb was a Taekwondo superb, martial artist. He was Leonardo, stunt turtle. Ho Sung Pak, who was a wushu guy, came out of Chicago, and he was Raphael's. And then I was, the last
Wow.
one they found was me.
So you were
Now
you're
those
there with
three
heavy
guys,
hitters.
well, yeah, very heavy. These were guys coming off of the NASCA circuit, which is I guess the a professional karate circuit,
Right.
and they were toned, should I say, at that time. And they, young guys and stuff that could kick immensely and keep their legs up there and keep on kicking all day, But
Right.
again, I was the last one. I was more of a fighter, maybe a Rocky type of martial artist, if you will. And that was the last
Right.
one that they were looking for. So, but I hung with those guys, and it was a pleasure, and I learned a lot from them as well. And I got to say, I learned a lot from the actor Michelangelo, who is Michelin Sisti. I mean, I didn't. He did one and he did two of Michelangelo. So he was the guy in the suit
Right.
with the animatronic head and so forth. He was fabulous, fantastic.
Did you
And
did
and I
you
yeah.
try to, like, I can envision you on a plane to London reading Ninja Turtle comic books trying to figure out what you got yourself into. Did you do any back study of the comic books, or the what had come out before that, or did you
Yeah.
just rely on your acting partner?
Yeah, I actually, yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I was not aware that the franchise actually, again, I didn't know anything about the franchise going into getting the part. So
Right.
I didn't know that that it actually started with the comic book and stuff like that. So no, I didn't do any of the research. So all of my, the was from Michelin Sisti.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
but then, yeah.
So did your because at that point you already knew how to use the nunchucks, right? Was that a big, obviously Michelangelo is known for the nunchuck work. Was
Yeah.
that going to be a big adjustment for you to now do that inside of a costume? And what kind of visibility did you have?
Yeah, it was. So when I did get the job, they sent me set about 3 or 4 pairs of hands of
Uh,
Michelangelo to get used to working in nunchucks with that. And the fact of the matter is, we had to have our hands like this inside the gloves. And the only trouble is, for the last 30 years, I have not been able to get my fingers loose. So they've
they're
been like
constantly
this
like
for,
this, huh?
they're constantly like this item, but that's another problem. Anyway, I'm sure you don't want to hear about that. But no, yeah, it was a big adjustment. And a lot of the things that I could do without the hands, I was apprehensive about doing with the hands because I mean, time was money. I just didn't want to ruin. So we kept it pretty simple with just the the skills that we had and so forth. But
Right. And
I gotta
speaking of,
say the
sorry, go. No, no, finish, please.
no, go ahead, Art, please.
I was gonna say, and with time being money, how long did you have to kind of practice until it was time to start rolling film, and now it's the real deal?
Yeah. So we actually, usually on the film, it's 8 weeks of filming, but we actually had 12 weeks. So the first 4 weeks was just choreographing everything and seeing if we can do the things that we choreographed or had on paper in actual rehearsals and stuff like that. So if we could, we would adjust it, but and we did, several times. And and so about a month we had a rehearsal. So we
With
had to rehearse
costume?
with the foot with costume. Initially
Okay.
we didn't, but then we put on the costumes and of course what was very paramount is the foot soldiers. Everybody really had to be play as a team because they had to be at the right places at the right. It was all very rehearsed carefully and so forth.
You
Yeah,
got a
and
comment
then
here
so
saying that you can rehearse, you can get an audition for a Vulcan in a Star Trek movie.
yeah, really. Well, I've tried. No, no, yeah, for sure. I'll keep that in mind too. Yeah, as
What was
far as
your?
limit,
Yeah,
yeah,
go
the
ahead.
vision.
Yeah.
So we had the mask here. Here were the eyes, but right underneath our bands there was a slit right here, so we could see right through here. We
Oh,
were limited. It was right underneath the bands themselves,
wow.
and then also sometimes when the mouth, if it wasn't depending on where the cameras were, we might be able to get away with a black mesh, and then you could see through there. But again, it was very limited, and so a lot of times we were doing those things blinded and so forth. And now that I can mention, so when I had to do that one scene in April O'Neil's bed apartment,
Mhm.
where I think Splinter said, Michelangelo, 10 backflips now, or so I went out
Right.
there and I did that. That was me doing the backflip, the back handspring
Right.
initially, but so I mean it was just pretty frightening to do it anyway. It's a
Right.
blind move without the mask and so forth. I mean, which is fine. But now that you have the mask on, it's even that much more apprehensive. But
Yeah.
we threw it and it ended up being all right. But what really initially got me was I did it, but then now they want me to do it in the hallway between this wall and this wall. So now they limited that
Right.
spatial thing. So that even put on the added pressure. Thank God it was all right. It turned out okay.
That is.
Yeah, but we didn't have any wire work or anything like that. It was just we did. And then in the tease your eye scene where I did the round off flip flop back tuck, I mean we did that in pieces, but it ended up was able to you know look like a full routine.
Right. Right. Right.
So
Right. How
yeah.
did it feel when you were filming it? Did you get the sense of the story, or was it very disjointed and you're just kind of doing martial arts and trying to figure out what this bigger movie's going to look like? Because I got to say, Secret of the Ooze is probably one of the ones that older fans remember the most. It stood out amongst because there was three of them in that series. It for
Yeah.
some reason stood out. What did it feel like when you were going through it? Did you have a sense that, oh man, this is going to be a masterpiece, or this is going, or like, oh, I don't know what this is going to look like?
Yeah. Well, I guess all those things were kind of going through my mind, but it was just really surreal because when we first got to the sets, and by the way, it was filmed in North Carolina, at Wilmington, North Carolina, at Carico Studios at
Oh,
the time. But
so you
yeah,
had
so when
humidity on top of that.
yeah, but it was all inside. But yeah, I mean, it was hot anyways. In that costume, we had our own built-in humidity, but is what I'm
Right.
saying. It was just very hot. But it was just, I remember them showing us the sets and showing us around, and we just the first day we got there, we toured the different sets that they had, that because they were finishing up all that, and then we were new, and they just wanted to let us know this would be where we'd be filming here, this would be filming here, and I remember the mall scene. It was a master shot scene, so the fighting was all done in one piece. Then later on we went in and did the little inserts with me and the the yo-yo or with the other turtles and their their gags and stuff like that.
Right.
And then they put it all together at the editing.
So let
But it
me.
was pretty
Oh, good.
fascinating.
I was gonna say. So let me ask you, Nick. Of all the different turtles, they have very vastly different personalities. How do you think Michelangelo fits to you? Do you think he was a good fit for you, or are you more
Well,
of a Leonardo or a Donatello?
I think you know what? If I'm not Michelangelo back then, maybe I've become him since then because having the costume later on has enabled me to become the character in different dimensions. So I had now in nowadays as opposed to back then. Back then I was mainly just a fighter,
Right.
if you know what I mean. And then Michelin Sissy would come in and be the personality to him and so forth. But the last 10 years, the whole franchise has been kind of reborn, reborn, and reborn. And so I got purchased the costume. So now I have to be the actor slash stunt guy. So I think I become Michelangelo more and more as I'm, coming, having to do more with them.
And
But
I
yeah,
gotta say, Nick, going back to one of the comments that Sandra made earlier about how nice and awesome you are in public. One of the things I loved and appreciated about meeting you, that's very different than a lot of celebrities. In fact, the celebrity we have coming on next week has the same trait in her personality. But one of the things I loved about you is even so many years removed from the project, you just seem to be so into it. And I remember some little kids coming up to you and just seeing this joy seem to wash across your face that these kids could still be interested in a Michelangelo character or what have you. I think your presence and your ability to be Michelangelo is absolutely amazing.
yeah. Well, thank you. But I mean, I put some work into it with everybody, everything that I've gotten along the road. You know what I mean? That's from me. That's from everybody. That's from the fans. And now I am looking back at some of the cartoons and some of the other pieces that I hadn't initially looked at to help me with being the character. But
Right.
certainly it's really exciting, because as a kid, who knows what it'll inspire? Because look what inspired in me. And I mean, I wasn't a little small kid, but it really did, just seeing the Enter the Dragon really got me to this point. So just
Right. I mean,
amazing.
I find that amazing to think that, in the same way that Enter the Dragon got you interested in martial arts, who knows how many kids out there could have fallen in
Yeah,
love with Michelangelo and started their
sure.
martial art career because of
Yeah.
you influencing them.
Yeah, no, I've met a lot. In fact, not only that, skateboarders, professional skateboarder, right? And just
Wow.
all along. So
And pizza
it's
lovers all over the
amazing.
world.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, but it's just amazing how the power of media really has that capability to do that. Yeah,
Right.
and
And the Ninja Turtles, I remember, I love the Ninja Turtles when I was younger. I was probably a teenager by that point. By the time that it hit the popular culture, and there was all kinds of movies and toys and things like that. But to be one of the greats, I mean, you think about the great toy lines of the '80s. You think about Transformers, GI Joe, and certainly Ninja Turtles is in that category. So, and to be probably the most popular of the four Ninja Turtles in such an iconic series. Uh, does that ever weigh heavy on you? Do you ever think about and you're like, wow, this is, I don't know, kind of a big honor to be Michelangelo years later?
yeah, actually, it is because that yes, but of course, the whole thing though goes back to me is, I wanted to be the next Bruce Lee, but this turtle thing got in the way. No, the link and the bond was the nunchucks. If you think about it like that too,
Right.
so it just goes to show that yeah, no, it's a great honor to be Michelangelo, especially with the nunchucks. Yeah.
Speaking of the next Bruce Lee and the next big thing, we were talking right before the show, and I would love to some of our guests to know about this too. But you have interest not just in front of the camera, but also behind the camera as well, right?
Oh
You
yeah,
have projects that
definitely.
you would
Yeah.
like to get accomplished.
Oh, certainly. Yeah, I've written several martial arts fantasy films, so I hope that I could see them through. My big hero was not only Bruce Lee, but even in one of Bruce Lee's movies that he wrote, it was called The Silent Flute. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but
Mm,
he mentions the stone monkey, and for me, the Monkey King was a big superhero of mine. And
right.
yeah, yeah. So I've written a story based on that character in my own story, but I'd like to play the Monkey King, and so that's what I'm going to be working on. That, and also a couple of other uh, martial arts fantasies, like I said, that I hopefully can I want, and I've been saying this for years, but I got to keep on saying it until I do it. But hopefully I don't
Right.
have to change that script soon because you know what I mean. It's just I got
Well,
to get that done.
I was gonna ask you, and I don't want this to sound rude or invasive or anything, but obviously age has to change the type of roles that you can perform, correct? I mean, or the
Sure.
type
Oh
of things
yeah.
that you can write yourself into.
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah, yeah. So basically, my stories will change as I change. I guess. I mean, it has to, but it is going to be, my stories. So it, and probably it's funny sometimes that they say write what you know about. So I'm trying
Right.
to write what I know about.
Nick, sometimes, and I want to preface this by saying, if there's anything that we talk about that you're uncomfortable with, I don't want you to feel like you have to answer anything that you don't, that's a sensitive subject. But I do like to kind of go kind of off topic and really get into the minds of our our guests sometimes. But obviously, our thoughts. I hate to say it this way. Our thoughts and prayers go out to everybody in LA right now
Uh,
that's dealing with these fires.
sure.
Do you think this is going to change the movie industry, at least in the short term, or how? Like, I know you
Yeah.
have family there, you have a lot of friends in that area that are affected by
Yeah.
these fires. Do you think this is going to change your career at all? I mean, are you going to have to find
Uh,
maybe smaller indie movies to try to make away from
y-
LA right now, or
You know what? I guess there's always that possibility, and and I'm probably, more than likely because the devastation is pretty widespread. So it's going to have an effect, I'm sure, in all economies across the board. But I guess we're pretty resilient, and I'm talking about the human species. So just adaptability is what makes us resilient. So we're just going to have to adapt to whatever comes and whatever changes come, and
all
that's
right?
going to be constant anyway, regardless. So, but
And
I
I just
just
want to
hope
let.
that.
Oh, sorry. Go
Mhm.
ahead. Go, no, no, please
No,
finish.
I do also. Yeah, I mean, I'm not affected yet, and I am in the San Fernando Valley there, and we do are sighted by some of the fires. I just hope the winds do not. I just but you never know. Just yeah, keep on praying, I guess. And I'm gonna leave back down to LA tomorrow morning. So
Right, and I want to let everybody in the
yeah,
audience know that that Nick and I were talking before, or Nick Metz and I were talking before, and Nick's family is safe. They were
yeah,
evacuated and everything. Nick, has other things going on as well. So he was. I was very thankful that you agreed to take the interview tonight with everything that's going on.
sure.
So I can't
Yeah,
thank you enough for
yeah.
being with us.
Well,
Nick, is
thank
there?
you.
We're getting ready. We've got just a couple minutes left on this. Time flies when you're having fun. Is there anything that you have in the next year or so that you want to announce? You want to let people know about? Are you going to be staying on the convention scene and trying to get out there and meeting your fans? What do you got going on here in the near future, other than dealing with affairs with the fire and the family and everything? But
Yeah.
I mean, as far as
Well,
career,
yes. Well, I am going to stay on the con scene, hopefully, because that is kind of my side gig, so to speak. That helps supplement my other gig, which is actually I work right now for Amazon Fresh up in the area. So, and I do make pizzas, but so that's a good thing. But
have
no, anyway, but
you ever delivered a
but
pizza in the Michelangelo outfit? How
well,
crazy would that be?
funny you say that. I actually do, and it was just over the summer, and it was actually a neighbor here that where I live and stuff. She had asked if I could do it for her boyfriend, her because he's a big turtle fan, especially a Michelangelo fan. So, and she taped it, she put it on YouTube and so forth. But yeah, what I have coming up, and I'm hoping to go to this one, that's the Pasadena Comic Con, which should be, I believe, in the end of the month here
I will be there.
in Pasadena.
You got to
Okay, well, I
come,
hope to be there as well.
You come
Are
and
you going to
come.
be there with your own?
I'm going to be there. And guess what? I'll tell you what. If you don't win the lightsaber tonight, come to my booth and get a lightsaber. I want to give you a lightsaber, my friend.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. I love one. Thank you.
Yeah. We will be there on the 26th of this month. We will be down there.
Okay. Well, I hope to be there as well. So, I mean, yeah. So I hope to see you.
Excellent.
And how's your son, by the way?
Thank you for asking. He's on the wrestling team. He started wrestling this year, and within 2 weeks they put him on the varsity team. So he is fantastic.
Wow. Is he a varsity, or what is he, a junior?
Yeah, no, he's a sophomore, but they put him on the varsity team after they realized he's got some skills.
Yeah. No, yeah, he must. If they put him on the varsity team, that's great.
Wow.
Awesome. What's his weight?
126, I believe.
Wow. Because I just saw my other brother's birthday was today. His son wrestles too. They're in Dublin here, right here by Pleasanton. He's 1 to 26 as well. I don't know what high school he's wrestling for, but I guess he just started and stuff. But he's enjoying it as well. So
you'll have to let me know. They're doing a conference next Saturday. There's supposed to be 25 teams from Northern California coming to my son's school. So if you can, let me know what school he goes to, and I'll try to say hi to him when I go to the conference.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah. No, there's nothing like wrestling. I mean, that's the oldest martial art there is. Actually, is wrestling basically. So
right. Exciting. Thankfully, they do it with clothes on now.
They do, and it's good. And thank God too. But no, that's great. But very exciting.
An absolute pleasure to talk to you. For anybody who is in the California area, make sure to check the calendar for the 26th. There is the Pasadena Con. You can get down and meet Nick himself. He is an absolute pleasure to meet in person. And you just saw the amazing memory the gentleman has. Nick, thank you so much. Oh, and also don't forget, down in the comments section down below, we're going to have all of the information to, do you have an Instagram or what are your social medias? How can people get a hold of you?
Yes, it is Nick Palma, the number 2 for Instagram. Mm-hmm. And then just Nick Palma, with, for Facebook, but those Excellent. 2 right now.
And we're going to have that in the comments down below actually, Metz just put him up on the screen there too as well. So she's got that head roll. All right. Nick, thank you so much for your time. I've had an absolute pleasure. I'm hoping maybe later on this year we can come back and talk to you and find out what you're up to. For sure. And I'll get some other little gadgets. Unfortunately, I'm not at the house. But next time I'll have those available. So well, you have a lot more on your mind than this little show right now. So I'm just thrilled that you even would come on and talk to us tonight. Well, I had a great time actually, and I haven't done one in a while. And I thank you for asking me. And thanks. Good to see everybody out there. Thank you, and we will catch up with you on the convention scene. Okay, guys. All right, Metz. Roll that film, Cowabunga. I'm sitting here. We got like a little rave going on in the background because Van and I can see like in the underneath who's there and whatnot, and so we can see each other. And I'm like this. Then I start going like, missing all my love. Oh man! You cannot help but get hyped when Nick is on. That was so much fun. Then, like every time I see martial arts on camera, any fighting choreography and stuff, it just throws me back to the days. I remember
doing demonstrations at schools, and I remember being in a parade and like trying to show off acrobatics and then doing a crescent kick into a few boars or whatever just to break it and and advertise the school I was in at the time and stuff like that. It just makes me miss it. It's something I'll always look back fondly on, and I very much enjoyed your interview, Mr. Palma. That was a lot of fun. I grew up watching the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies over and over with my sister, and then those movies.
And you have his autograph on your wall now.
Yes, and the Jackie Chan movies all inspired my father, my sister, and I to get into Taekwondo, and we did that for a while. And that was just something we've always really enjoyed, and I still enjoy watching it, even though I don't get to do it any longer. But like I have my bow staff still and my Ernie's, and I have like different things still. And he's definitely right about like Taekwondo and kicks. They have a lot about kicks. Like you practice your kicks constantly. It was just like you're literally lined up like 4 students going back and forth in the room, just doing your kicks down the room, and then turn and go the other way.
It's the fundamentals, baby.
Yes, and then having 3-foot surgeries, my kicks are not going to be anything anymore.
It is amazing to me to think how many people across this country, or not even this country, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are loved internationally. How many people? There's some little Venezuelan kid right now doing martial arts moves because he saw Michelangelo. How amazing is that as a thought?
Of all of the turtles, Michelangelo was actually my favorite of them all, too.
Well, he was the coolest.
Yes,
let's be honest.
have to say. All right, so...
Hey, really quickly, I want to remind everybody, we do have this drawing tonight. We are giving away this Chrome Crusader. This will be yours. It comes with 16 different characters built in, flash on crash, 12 different colors, volume control, which is every parent's favorite feature, 1-year warranty, rechargeable battery. You cannot ask more from these. And the exciting thing is we're already over 20. We're at 24, 24 something. 2,500. We are giving away a NeoPixel Saber. So we will be giving away one of the cool ones that has the lights and the blade that does all the cool effects and tricks. So, in fact, the saber that I'm going to be giving away, I don't have it here because all of it's packed up right now, is going to be the exclusive Kyber Cave Shicho saber. It is a weathered saber, and it's got battle damage over the button. But the cool thing is you can see the Kyber crystal through the battle damage. So when you light up the saber, whatever color your blade is, your crystal will be inside there too. But and then you're encouraged to take a file and make your battle damage bigger and customize it the way you want. So that is a Kyber Cave exclusive. We are the only company to carry it, and that is the saber we will give away next. Yes. Or if you want a Mez saber, this is the one that is named after her. If you go to our website, all of our hosts for our 4 more shows, including Kevin, he was one of the last ones named for Sabercat, have a saber named for them. And anybody that's watching Squid Games too, our VIP, we have the VIP.
Oh, we started watching the second season last night too. We watched the first 2 or 3 episodes. It is an intense show, so we only got like a couple episodes in. But it's an intense and amazing acting, and I really enjoy it. And if you guys did not know, we've had 2 of the VIPs from Squid Game first season on our show before, Jeffrey Giuliano and John D. Michaels, who's a very good friend. You also cannot get one of these on the store site either.
Yeah, no, we don't have. I don't have that kind of insurance.
It's one of my few that I have lying around.
Kind of scares me that you just have a sword just kind of like sitting right next.
It's in my
happens
office.
In that room?
Like, I have a saber here, and a saber here, and a sword right here, and I have a sword upstairs.
Nunchucks in the closet.
I have 3 that are prop swords that are Hattori Hanzo replicas from Kill Bill.
Oh wow.
Those were the first swords I ever bought that weren't like anything involved in using actual weapons. They were just display ones. All right, so moving on, guys. We have our first episode of Guess That Character for 2025.
Yes.
Put in the comments, who is this? I'm sure you'll probably know.
I'm going to guess over
And
here.
if you'd like to play Mr. Palma, we put it in the those in the show put it in the private chat to make their guess, or you can put it in the comments if you want.
I don't think he can access.
Oh, you can't type it. All right.
Why are you messing with him? Okay.
You are incorrect, Arctic Scholar.
I am incorrect? I call your bluff.
You call my bluff. All right.
Okay,
Who knows? Anyone in the comments? Can you tell me? We have 22 people watching and nobody's commented yet, aside from my co-host who got it wrong and he was like the king of Star Wars.
Wait, I got another guess.
Channel. Another guess. No.
Why? Because she would just be a skeleton.
Just okay. Nobody,
my guess was on Peru. Obviously, since it's
and
wrong.
Then yeah.
Who said Han?
Han, not Han. Why'd you? Han sounds strange.
That's more like ham. That is way too fat for Han.
This is Ben Solo.
Oh!
So Ben Solo, who was a Force-sensitive human male who turned to the dark side of the Force and became known as Kylo Ren. I didn't say Kylo Ren on there because he didn't have his whole mask persona on.
Right.
Who rose to power as Master of the Knights of Ren and Supreme Leader of the First Order during the New Republic era. So son of Han Solo and Leia Organa, his father, we all know Han Solo, he was killed by Ben Solo. Yeah, that was.
So everyone in the audience, my first guess was Luke, because I thought it was old man Luke with the crazy hair. But then it wasn't, so then I said, is it Aunt Peru? But then she said no, and I was like, well, I guess that would be a skeleton.
And all I could do was, like, giggle. I don't know why. I'm like, it's because Adam Driver had longer hair for this. Anyways, okay, next in the Guess That Character.
All right.
Who is this?
Ooh. Oh, okay, let's see.
I need to make my own music for it, like the Jeopardy has music, and I need to maybe add some music.
We need to do like the Cantina music. Dun 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 dun.
Yeah, except that copyright.
Well, I'm sure there's somebody.
You are not correct, but I can see why you think that. But you are not correct. I got both wrong tonight. Ooh.
I see a human ear over there, or maybe that's an eyeball. Could be like Admiral Akbar.
I mean, who knows? You know, what's his name? Admiral Thrawn is humanoid looking, but he's blue. You know, so it's not.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a
Moff
bulging.
Gideon is a guess. Kyle Katarn is a guess. Actually, this is Cal Kestis.
Oh,
Cal is
nice.
former Jedi Padawan and survivor of the Great Jedi Purge, who, during the early reign of the Galactic Empire, lives in seclusion on the planet Braca until an incident forces him to reveal his Force powers. You want to know more about that first incident? Well, over on Kyber Cave Productions and the Cave Mist, there is 3 episodes of me starting Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order that you can watch right now. And they're actually... These episodes kind of gave me some challenge with some of my editing, too. This last episode, my camera went out 20 seconds into the video, and I had to get creative in some of it. And I'm not sure if you've seen it yet, Ark, but
yes.
I was having fun with it, and I am... Mezzo here. I love my point-and-click adventures and scary games, okay? Doing games with fighting, I suck at it. I do enjoy it. So just prepared for me to die a lot, and you'll have montages of me falling and dying, because I'm terrible at platformers.
That would be a great clip montage, too.
Yeah, so that is your Guess That Character tonight.
Hey, really
so
quickly,
I hope you enjoyed that.
Matt, while you were on here, you actually won the question I asked earlier. Tell me what color lightsaber keychain you want. I've got most of the colors: red, blue, green, orange, white, pink. There's no yellow. Purple. So let me know what color you want. And I know Metz has the address. I'm pretty sure she has your address.
Yeah, I still have it in the Patreon DM.
And I will mail you out a keychain sometime this week. I want to remind you that this episode is orange. I've got that.
Orange.
Easy peasy. I want to remind you this episode is brought to you by kybercave.com. Make sure to head over to Kyber Cave and check out all of our saber selections. Yes, it is true. This is the first time in 6 years I have not had a storefront, but we are still alive. Our goal this year is to take all of that energy that we were putting into our storefront and dump it into KSP, Kyber Cave KCP. Kyber Cave Productions, this channel, and our goal is to grow this channel and hit at least 10,000 viewers by the end of this year. So please subscribe if you have not subscribed. Turn on the notification bell. Remember, we give away a free saber every 100 subscribers. So even if you don't win the saber tonight, you could win the saber next time. And next time is going to be the expensive one anyways. But then if you don't win that saber, you can win the saber, the giveaway after that. Every 100 subscribers, if you help us get there, we will give away more sabers. And please make sure to leave comments down below. Let us know your opinion about the recasting of Ray Stevenson. But all right, I'm going to pass this back to Metro, kybercave.com. And KCPmerch.com too, right? If you want.
Yes, KCPmerch.com is where you can get hoodie, you can get t-shirts, you can get phone covers, cases. You can get a Pilsner glass, you can get t-shirts about Retro Alcove.
Blankets.
You can get a lot of fun stuff. I actually wear my hoodie quite a lot because I find it really comfy. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Next week's show, you'll see a preview coming out tomorrow on our channel, both in a short and regular form, is Adasa. She actually played Dolores in the movie Encanto. I'm so excited to be having her on the show.
Can you find a photo really quick and throw it up real quick for people who don't know who she is?
Of Adasa?
Yes, Adasa. Or I'm very excited about this interview. So the reason why I'm excited about this interview is I actually messaged her like 2 years ago asking if she would come on the show. And it was her and Femi Taylor are the two politest no's I have ever gotten in my life. So, yes, Miss Adasa, she will be on our show. She played Dolores, who is my favorite character in Encanto.
Me too. She was my favorite. The one who can hear really well.
Yes. So she will be here next week, just like we had Nick Palma on this week. Like I said, this is our month of celebrity stars. So make sure to tell all your friends and tune in, and you can ask her questions as well. But yes, are we doing the giveaway now? Is that what we're doing?
Yes, we are doing the giveaway, sir. Are you ready?
Wait, let's give everybody one last second. 1 last minute.
Everybody get one last second to get everything in there.
If you have not left a comment, do so now. If you have multiple YouTube accounts, you can leave multiple comments from different accounts.
Raf says, if I win, please give it to Nick. That's very sweet.
Oh, thanks. Right. Yeah, well, he's only saying that because he's ineligible.
I can tell, I can see him down below. He's saying, like, thank you from down below. All right,
I always tell
who is
customers,
ready? I still have my drum roll.
Oh, drum roll!
There we go. There we go. Who is it?
Who wins the saber?
It's me. We draw again.
Yay! Oh, no! We won! We won our own products.
No. Okay, we're gonna draw again.
I just saved myself $150.
No, shut up. We're drawing again.
Oh man, I was hoping to get away with that.
Oh my goodness. Chris F.
Hey, that's a new person, isn't it?
Yeah, that is a new. I've seen your name in the chat, Chris F. I'm not sure if you're still here now, but excuse me, just to know that if you win a saber, and Chris F, you have won one, you have 1 week to contact us. You can do it on the Kyber Cave Facebook page through Messenger, or you can email kybercave@gmail.com, or you can email kybercaveproductions@gmail.com, and I will make sure to forward that to Kyber Cave. So please contact us. If you do not contact us before next Saber Rattle, we will do the drawing again.
Yes.
So thank you so much for joining us, everybody, this evening. Let me get rid of that.
I love how nice, like, when people don't win in our group, everybody's like, congratulations.
Yeah, congrats to the person who did win, because everyone here is excited,
except for Sewong, selfish ass.
This is a family show, sir.
I'm sorry, I meant like Donkey. I was tying it back to Donkey.
You were such a bad liar.
I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness.
All right, don't forget, we are back every week, guys. We have excellent shows lined up for you. Like I said, we've got Adasa next week. The week after that, we have another Hollywood stunt actor named Swerve.
Swerve.
Yeah. And then after that, I'm excited about this one. We have a visual arts designer from Lucasfilm. He was the guy that invented the Temple Guards and Wrecker from the Bad Batch. He's just a visual
That's
artist that
exciting.
worked for Lucasfilm.
Yeah.
And he happened to walk. It was such a cool story. I can't wait to tell this. But he happened to walk into our store, and he saw his saber, and he just started. He's like, "Oh my god, can I see that one?" And I was like, "Yeah. Do you know what that is?" And he's like, "I hope so. I designed it." And I was like, "Oh my god, who are you?" So I was having my fanboy moment there in our store. So Carlos Sanchez will be on our show here in 3 weeks. Visual artist for Disney. So we've got incredible shows, and don't forget we are at like I want to say we're at like 24 or something like that.
You were at 2413 earlier.
2413. Okay, so what is that? 80.
2414 now, honey. We are 86 away.
86 away. If we can get 80 more, the Carlos Sanchez, if we can get 86 more subscribers by next week, then that would mean we would give away 2 sabers, huh? And on top of no, that would be the NeoPixel, unless Joe F doesn't reply in, or whoever. Who was that winner? Something F.
Chris F tonight.
Chris F.
Chris
Right.
F with a K.
Right. If Chris doesn't reply back, then we would give away 2 sabers. Sorry.
Yes. You fight. There's Chris. He just said thank you so much. So he knows.
Hey!
Chris, if you did not hear, please, you can just email kybercave@gmail.com or the Kyber Cave store on Facebook through the messenger, or kybercaveproductions@gmail.com. Either way, the message will get to the Kyber Cave and you can get your saber and everything all sorted. Guys, if you also want to help support our channel, we do have a Patreon. So if you go to patreon.com/kybercaveproductions, that actually helps Mezzo's paycheck.
That is right.
It helps support the time I spend. I spend about 4 to 5 hours to edit for just Saber Rattle every week. So if you
on that note, I want to thank Matt. He's been one of our top contributors, family contributors for over a year now. And Night Vision is one of our newest ones. So I want to thank everybody who helps us out, because I don't know that Mets could put up with me if there wasn't some kind of a paycheck behind this.
It started with nothing, so I guess I know I could. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you, Mr. Palma, for being our guest tonight. Very much enjoyed it. Thank you, James Kaiser. Thank you, James Kaiser, our producer for Flow the Show, for bringing us Sparkles. You can find out all their information in the description below if you're watching the upload. I also posted them in the chat during the show. Please enjoy our possibly very last... Oh, also... Mezzo starts her personal channel again tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Pacific. So go to twitch.tv/MezzoJD. And you can enjoy.
And you have a YouTube channel too, right?
I have a YouTube channel, but that's going to be where like shorts and the recordings of my lives go. So it'll be more of an archive channel than me posting my own videos. I probably will do Minecraft separate at one point for those of you who like Minecraft. Anyways. Thank you so much. Please enjoy our possibly very last ever Talk of the Town. We will find out. Have a good night, guys. Bye.
Peace.
No. Where's my video? No.